am Yuga and I am the founder of Bridging Teens Collegian. Today I am really happy to have one of our YRDSB trustees to have a talk and get to know more things. So the first question is that in the area that you serve, there are 16 elementary schools as well as 2 secondary schools, and every student has a different need. So I was wondering, how do you serve the different needs of the students based on various factors such as age, religion, gender, and race? Yep.
Thank you. Well, thank you, Yuga, for inviting me to your interview. I'm very humbled to be able to share my thoughts with you. In the area that I serve, yes, definitely there's a huge diverse background of people, and I'm very happy to witness that at YRDSB, we value the concept of multiculturalism a lot, and it's actually very dear to everyone's heart. So that's why you can see that every other month we have celebration from January's Tamil Heritage Month all the way to February's the Asians what's that the Moon Fest, and all the way to Moon Festival, and there are many more in between, Ramadans in between and all that. So kids growing up at YRDSB are exposed to such a wide variety of culture, and that is really a very good way for them it's very good to open the horizon to the world. I always like to share that kids growing up in Canada, we are growing in the world. It's like we're going in United Nations, where we're exposed to all these many other culture. You see, you and I we're Asians, but we have friends who are Indians, who are Jewish, who are from the Caribbeans, and who are from many other different countries, and we are so familiar with their foods, with their cultures as well. And it's so amazing that technically that makes us ready to go visit or work in their countries, right? Especially in terms of language that we speak as well. Yes, we all speak English, but then how many more ways of greetings have you learned from all your friends because of their culture, right? So, yeah, this is a very great opportunities for us in Canada to embrace multiculturalism. We should really embrace all the new friends that immigrated to Canada. We should embrace them and welcome them with open arms, and make them feel welcome. I think that's the most important thing, because only when we make them feel welcome to Canada, eventually they will welcome other people's. And eventually, it could be welcoming another Asian kids coming back through them, right? So I think this is it's a positive flow that we should all do. So yes, again, how YRDSB can do it, we do it just directly through the celebrations of all these cultures. Thank you.
Yep. So it is important to take care of different cultures and actually welcoming other cultures that are different from you. So everyone will be more welcoming, and as well as learning different and new cultures, languages, foods, and like their daily activities. So my second question is that as a learning, equity, well-being standing community chair in Markham, how do you effectively advocate for student equity?
That's a very good question, though. Student equities, it's one of the core values that at YRDSB. It is when you see we have a learning equity and well-being standing committee, you can just tell how important this topic is. How do we execute? Well, of course, I think one of the very a prime example currently that's happening, it's our anti-black racism strategy that started back in 2019, and it's a 5-year plan that we try to ensure that children's or staff from the black community, we empower them and find opportunities for them to gain and to learn. Yeah. So well, of course, the anti-black racism strategy, it's one of the many other strategy that YRDSB has. But in terms of generally speaking, though, I think how do we how do we practice equity? But that definitely, I think we all need to play our parts. I, as a trustee, definitely sometimes. When we look at policies from the board perspective, we need to ensure that the decision that we uh, make sure that everyone's voice is being heard. And at our director of education's level, when he executes policies, he needs to ensure that it is executed in a way that it's fair. So in this case, I think, yeah, every step of the senior teams, all the way flowing down to teachers, where they have direct influence to the well-being of the students. Everyone plays their part, and as long as the general message of equity is imprinted in everyone's mind, when we make decisions or when we set directions, we know that it is for the whole of the entire YRDSB students. Again, as I said earlier before, we're in a multicultural country. Well, our country is has a very multicultural, diverse group of people, and I think there's always that tendency that feels that we're each other competing against each other. But in fact, we should look at from a different lenses that we're here already. We come to Canada because we celebrate the Canadian value. So that's why we should provide each other the opportunity to succeed in the Canadian value, right? So I think that little change of mindset is very important. Not many people can understand that, but as long as you and I individually, to everyone that we talk to, we share that thought. I believe that one day or another, yes, we can start changing the world on that, yeah, from that perspective. So one word of encouragements to you. You're in such a young age, but you have decided and take that step to to interview peoples, and also to make sure the right voice are heard, and on the social media and propagating that. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So, since Canada is a very multicultural country, then this means that it is very important to have every voice be heard, and it is very important to serve every student's needs because they deserve educational opportunities. So, thank you for Michael to coming into our interview for today, and I learned about a lot about student equity, and everything should be fair on education. Thank you.